Hi, beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lenka and I'm so happy you are willing and able to join me for a Wip and Chat. Wip stands for work in progress, but today I will not be diamond painting. I will just put my little containers in order, then I will try stickering them. So I'm gonna do something really mindless because it's a heat wave. I hope the fan next to me is not disturbing you too much. I'm wearing my earphones now, so normally it should shut out that noise, but I cannot film this without a fan running. Really, it's hot. Hot in Belgium. Oh my god, I'm dying. So I want to chat with you guys a little bit about last week and how everything went down, and yeah, just check in. So, gonna take the box. Why am I... So I found out that all these boxes, the lids are not turned down too well, and some of them got off, and it's a whole mess. I don't know what happened. Maybe they just dumped those containers into those boxes, or maybe the driver just drove a little bit too hard with the big boxes. But anyways, so before stickering I have to order them, well, put the lids back on and put them straight and everything. So the last thing you've heard, sorry, sipping my drink, the last thing you heard was the video, I believe on Friday, where I did this this ginormous tour with my husband to be able to go by bicycle to my work. I was really excited actually to be able to do that electric bike, because no one in his right mind should decide to cycle from where I live to Brussels. No one, because it's uphill, downhill, much uphill, so no. But I already told you about that tour and how that went. So of course in the evening I was so tired that I didn't get to do much diamond painting. I was too tired to concentrate on my diamond painting, so I just slept in on Saturday, and the whole Saturday long I felt sore, and but not that sore actually, to be honest. It wasn't really in my body, it was especially my feet. So I was a bit concerned because I've got those bicycle shoes, but they seem not too fitted for my feet, so I tried to find another pair of shoes that I could wear that would be more comfortable. So, and I found a pair. So on Saturday I did nothing that's remotely interesting. Just sat at home, did some household chores, just played with the children a bit, you know, the usual stuff. But then on Sunday I told my husband, like, because it's strange, when you've been active a day prior, the next day you are like, although you feel tired, you feel like you want to move again. It's really yeah, because your body is activated, I believe. So I was on Sunday, I was like, oh, I really want to try out my navigation system. So I've got an app that is called Komoot, and it's for cycling and walking. And I was curious if she would read the way that she was supposed to. So I said to my husband, what if I would go and just make a small tour on the bicycle highway and return, just to see if that lady in my phone, in my headphones, gives me the correct directions, because it all begins there, because I've got no sense of direction. I'm always wondering what left and right is, so sometimes I just need to do that to make sure that I'm not mistaken. So the correct L is left and the wrong L is right. So that's the way I try to. So while I'm cycling and she says take a left turn, I'm always like, okay, left. So anyways, I was feeling okay, so I thought, yeah, today is the day that I'm gonna check that out. And in the mornings I'm not really hungry, so I asked my husband what should I eat, because I don't feel really hungry, but I know that I will need energy for the bike. So I said, what if I ate 2 boiled eggs and I drink one of those special brews you make me, and then take 1 bottle for the road and maybe a sandwich. And he said, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So I found those other type of shoes here, and I said, okay, well, I'm off, bye bye. So I did the tour. I went all the way to well, I cycled 21 kilometers. So the 21 kilometers that I normally it's 26 kilometers, but or maybe what was I, 18? I don't know. I did like 18 or 20 kilometers. So I did a full bicycle highway. But then when I came in where the bicycle highway ends, and you have to, yeah, it's becoming more city-like, I felt a bit hungry. I'm like, oh my god, no, I'm hungry. So you know what, I will stop here. There's a bench just in front of the metro station, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat my sandwich here. It's a good moment to stop and just sit down and have my sandwich. And I felt really awkward when I was sitting there, like, I don't know. And then I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Am I going to cycle all the way to Brussels and then return home? But it was a hot day. It was not as hot as it is now, but it was already a hot day. So I was like, maybe that's not really wise, because my bottle was already almost empty, and I don't want to be there and then just realize that I'm thirsty and I don't have anything more to drink. And I didn't bring my lock for my bike, so I couldn't just go into a shop somewhere. So I just decided to return home and just do the same route. Well, same route. There it started. I was on like this uphill, and all of a sudden my GPS starts to tell me like, turn around. And I'm like, what? I'm sure that I'm on the correct way, because I saw some things on the road that I recognized. I'm like, I'm sure I'm correct, but she's sending me back. So I said, okay, maybe it's best to listen to the GPS. Maybe I'm just imagining things and seeing things that I thought I saw and I didn't see. So I just went back, and she sent me all the way back to my starting point. And I was like, no, girl, you know what? I'm not going to listen to you. I know I'm right. I'm just going uphill. And then she said, turn back, turn back. I'm like, no, I'm not turning back. And then all of a sudden she said, how does it call? Rerouting. And she sent me off into a road that was really in the fields. And then I got to the point where I had to be. So I was actually really happy. I was like, okay, danger averted. I'm gonna get home. I'm not gonna die of thirst on the way somewhere in Timbuktu. I will get home. Yay! So, but on the way home, I started to feel that the sneakers that I was wearing weren't actually good sneakers, because they were also hurting my feet. It's not really hurting, but it's like my feet start tingling, and then after a while they start burning, and that's a sign that you can't move your feet too much, and that's not good on a bike. Well, especially the bike is like you are laying almost flat on your steering, on your steer. Well, it's not a wheel. It's not a wheel. It's a steer. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah. So I got home, and oh my god, when I got home, I'm like, I opened the door, and the first thing I see is my children throwing around stuff and yelling, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening here? Like, I wanted to get on my bike right away and just drive off. But my husband said, yeah, internet is down. I'm like, oh no, because that's always when internet is down, my children just go bonkers. They're like, suddenly they're like alive, and I should take down the internet more often. Then they start to live their lives like they should. So anyways, apparently it was all in the neighborhood, but after a while everything started working again. So what is this? What the heck? Looks like a little thing of weed. Ugh, I hope it's not snot. Ugh, what's that doing there? So yeah, I said to my husband, yeah, the navigation system is okay. She does send me, well, if I use my common sense and my intuition a bit more, she will send me in the correct directions normally. So let's hope for the best. But I said, there's one thing that I want to try out, and that is wearing my bare feet shoes, because I want to check if that would give me pain in my feet. And I said, yeah, that might be a good idea, because in those bare feet shoes you've got a rubber sole. Wait, I will show one of them, and I will show them to you again after this. For the story, you will know why. But you've got this rubber sole. It's from the mark Vibram, and you just put those around. So you've got rubber here, and the rest is just Velcro, and you wrap them around your feet, and your feet are protected with the rubber on the soles, but for the rest your feet feel like they're moving free. So, oh, I love those shoes. They're a bit expensive, but they're washable and very durable. I've got them for years now, and I sometimes wear them when I go out, just to make sure that I don't have pain in my feet from dancing and everything, you know. Because I like to dance, yeah. I like to wiggle my feet around now and then. But anyways, so I said to my husband, well, you know what? I'm going to try that out and just see if that works. So I got on the bike, I rode a few rounds with the bare feet shoes, and it was heavenly. So, but then I felt like, of course, because you've got like the sole is very thin, so normally my sneakers, they have like very big soles, so my saddle had to come down a bit because I was feeling like, oops, now I feel like I'm tiptoeing on my pedals, and that's not a good thing. So I asked my husband, please put my saddle a little bit lower, and the sweet guy did so. Yeah. So but of course I was tired when I came home, but I wasn't as tired as I was from my other endeavor. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm getting the hang of it, this cycling. Very good, very happy, yay. Monday came, and Monday I was so nervous to start working on Tuesday. I don't know what made me most nervous, if it was for the new job or if it was knowing that I had to cycle to the job and back. So in the evening I start to prepare myself, and then I knew like, oh, maybe this is going to be harder because I have to take my backpack with me, I have to take my food, I have to take extra water, I have to take my shoes that I will leave at work, so that I will need some food, some food for in between when I get hungry, maybe on the bike. What else? Well, many things. When you go to work, you've got like a purse. Well, all the things that are in your purse, you normally put. Oh yeah, and a dress that I could wear at work, because I wasn't going to wear my outfit, my cycling outfit, a full day. So already I didn't get too much of sleep from Monday on Tuesday because I was so freaking nervous. Oh my. Yeah, and when I'm nervous, I've got a hard time sleeping, and I've got like always those weird dreams that like, it's like in my dreams everything that can go wrong goes wrong. It's like you're late for work, anyways. And the next morning, so Tuesday morning, when the big day, oh sorry, I bumped you, the big day when I had to start work. And yeah, oh, what did I eat in the morning? Oh yeah, I ate 2 boiled eggs and a sandwich with salmon, because apparently that's very good for your recovery afterwards. And I put on my shirt and I was full on ready. I was really excited. I made sure that my phone was charged, because yeah, that my bike was charged, that my headset was charged, because that's what I then put under my helmet. Yeah, and off we went. And everything goes okay. Like, I'm riding and riding and riding, but not far from home, I hear the lady in my ears. She's got this beautiful Zen voice, like, and I hear her say like, on the next crossroads, take a sharp right turn. And I'm like, okay, a sharp right turn, so brace yourself, pull your brake a little bit. I don't know if it's pull or just brake a little bit so that you're sure that you're not, yeah. But it was like this right turn, very sharp, but it was on the train tracks. So it's like this passage over the train tracks. And I was trying to take a sharp turn right, but the problem is that I'm really scared to take sharp turns because I know that sometimes your back wheel can slip. So what do? I take a very wide turn right, but then I realized I was driving too far on the left on the road, so I correct myself, but in correcting myself, my back wheel, got stuck in a train track because I was almost like this, the train tracks, and I not really fall down, but my bike slips from under me and I'm like underneath it a bit. And you know what? I'm gonna show you which one is it. So I slip with my toe. So this is just a very fine sort of I don't know what it is, cotton or something. So my toe is sticking out from the shock, or what you call it, and my toe hurts so much, and my eyes tear up. Yeah, they really tear up, and I'm like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, you're okay, you're okay. And then I'm like, Lenka, please get off of this train tracks, because before you know it, the levelers, is it levelers? I don't know. They go down, and before you know it, you're under a train. And you know what? I'm very superstitious. Like when something like that happens, before I have to go somewhere, I'm like, that's a sign. Like, I'm the type of person that will always call or say the word onion when she steps under a ladder, because we learned that if you say onion, no bad luck is going to hit you. I don't believe in black cats. I like black cats. They're and actually for me it's a lucky sign, black cats, and also the number 13. But I'm like this type of person. It's really annoying. Like yeah, for the people in my surroundings, I'm always seeing things, signs everywhere, and yeah, people sometimes think I'm nuts, but anyways, I might be. But this all aside, I'm a bit superstitious, so I was like, I hope this isn't a bad sign, and what do I have to do now? But I knew that if I was going to return home, that I was going to be too late to actually take a train, so I just kept on cycling, and I was like, okay, you have to you have to be tough and just go on and make the best of it. So oh, and the sun was in my eyes constantly. I had my sunglasses on, but early in the morning the sun, when it comes up, it's really low, and it's really difficult to drive like that sometimes, ride like that. Sorry, I always say drive, but it's right. But anyways, and in Brussels, my GPS starts flipping out again. Like, I came all that way, and I'm like, no, 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 don't tell me you're starting to give me wrong directions. So I made it to where I had to go. So when I arrived, there's like this street, and then I get on the boulevard where I need to be. And when I see that, I'm like, oh, it's uphill. So the street is uphill, uphill. And then you get to this boulevard, and then you're like, okay, I arrived. Yay! So, and there was no crowds cheering for me. I was just there like, oh my God, I made it. So I was there at, I think it took me an hour and 23 or 28 minutes because I left home at 7 o'clock and I had to start at 9. So I was there at 8 and something. And actually feeling really proud of myself. Yeah, sorry. Someone said to me, one of my dear subscribers said to me, well, yeah, I believe it's Sheila. She said, well, you started bragging, now you cannot, you can as well brag on. So yeah, that's me bragging. I did it. So I was like, I ring the bell and it's like, hi, it's Lenka. It's my first day here, and I'm standing at the gates with my bikes. Can somebody please open the gate? So I come in fully dressed in my cycling clothes and with my helmet on, and they're like, oh, did you come by bike? Are you crazy? I'm like, yeah, perhaps. Those were two of the colleagues that I worked before on the trial days, so I already knew them. And they're like, oh wow, well, well done, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, thank you. It's my first day here, so I hope I have some time now to refresh myself because I'm really smelly and I need to change clothes. They're like, oh no, no problem, go downstairs and there's like this shower and a toilet and everything, and you've got your lockers there. And so I change into my regular clothes and I drink my recovery drink, and I'm very happy that I arrived. And I'm a bit shaky, I must say. I was a bit shaky. I was like, ugh. What kind of noise is that? That's what I sound like when I'm shaky. Anyways, so then I go to the coffee room. Yeah, they've got a coffee room, they've got a dining room. It's actually a great building. So sorry, just vaping a bit. So I go to the coffee room and there I meet the girl who I'm working with now. So we are together on in one group of babies. Oh, I've got the babies. They're like from 0 to 12 months. And yeah, I get to know her, and she's like, yeah, you will be working with me. I think you will be my replacement because I'm leaving in a few weeks. So she's terminating her contract there. She's going to work in a daycare center that is closer to home and everything. So I'm like, oh yeah. So I get to the floor and I open the door. First thing I hear is children crying, baby cries. I'm like, what? Because the 2 trial days, it was nothing like that. I'm like, oh, kids, what's happening here? I'm directly like picking one of them up and I'm like, what's the matter? And then I see the colleague who I worked with on the trial days, and she's like, yeah, it's a tough morning because of course they were closed for 2 weeks, and then it was the second day after all children returned and they had to get used to it again, missing their parents and everything. So yeah, some of them broken hearted. left by their parents. And but actually we got them quiet very quickly, and it was so great to see those kids. Oh my god, they're so cute. But one thing I blocked out, I guess, was the fact that we try. I say we like, oh, I'm really a colleague now. I hope I'm still on. I get my contract the 1st of September. So then I will get a contract for a year. So up till then they can still tell me like, nah, maybe this is not working out. So no, but I don't think they will. But yeah, you never say never. In my world, sometimes things happen and I'm like, what is this life? So anyways, where was I? So what you do, we always try to level ourselves to the kids. So when we don't just walk around all the time, changing nappies and making bottles and everything, we sit on the floor with them, we play with them. So it's a lot of sitting down, getting up, but we don't sit on chairs, we sit really on mats on the ground. And the way we feed them, that's the same thing. So the bigger children, so the older children, they can sit on little stools and they can eat on a little wooden table. They eat themselves, but of course there are many children that are not able to eat by themselves. And when you feed them, you just put them in like this maxi cozy. Do you know what it is, maxi cozy? It's a relaxer like this. And we sit down on the ground and we feed them like that. So that was one thing that I forgot actually. I'm like, it's a lot of getting down, getting up, getting down, getting up, getting down, getting up. But my body was okay. I was like, all is well, all is well. I will get through this day. Of course, at noon I was like, I could eat a horse. I was like, I'm hungry, I need to get something. So I went to the shop. I got myself a salad with pepperoni, yeah, and salmon and everything. And I met the big chief of the daycare center, and she seems really nice. But it was so funny because in the other baby group, there is one baby that is crying non-stop because he misses his mom. And it's very sad to see, but there's nothing you can do. You can try your best to ease that child. But he kept crying non-stop. And the daycare center is actually understaffed. So there's this routine that normally we have got 2 persons per group, but when one person needs to go eat, oh my god, I just no problem, I'm alive. Okay, let's get on. So when one person needs to eat, they call it go on a siesta. I really love that, as a siesta. So they say, do you want to go on siesta? And then they need to call someone, like it can be anyone, and even the big chief, she helps. Like whenever they need someone to just replace someone for an hour or 15 minutes. No, 50 minutes. In 50 minutes, sometimes they leave you alone. Like, then you're responsible for the whole group on your own. Did it. It's not easy, but it's doable. But so the big chief had to stay in a baby group, and I was looking for something, so I I will go in, and I see her standing there like all red and sweaty, and her hair completely wet and all like like I don't know what happened to her, but she was like and I was like, yeah, I understand. But she was in that group with that baby that wouldn't stop crying, so I was like, oh, poor woman, because I think she's somewhere late in her 50s. But I actually love the fact that even the person that is responsible for the HR and everything, also the woman from the kitchen, everyone chips in when someone has to go on a break. So I think it's just lovely, but they will have to do something about the staff, because, and not too many, like they've got some students who are working there, but not too many people want to do that kind of job, and I don't know why. It's not even working. It feels like it's so relaxed. You do everything at your own pace. No one is stressing you out and saying like, come on, you have to work quicker. No, you have to do what's best for the kids, and that's being relaxed and at ease. And so I don't call that a job at all. I call it like, yeah, it's a job, but if you're as crazy about children as I am, it's not really a job. It's like something you have to do, but on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying. I'm not making sense. But anyways, so okay. In the evening, I'm like, okay, I was tired, to be honest, but it was not like I have no energy left. I drank my special brew before leaving. I geared up. I was ready to go. And then it took me a full hour to get out of Brussels. You know what? Like, I talked about the street that comes out, that goes like this on the boulevard. Well, in the 8 hours that I was at work, they completely broke up that street. And I was like, wait, what, wait, what, wait. Isn't that the street that I came from? And now there's this sign that says, you cannot enter because they're working there. I'm like, what the F? What am I going to do now? I will listen to my headphones. And she's like, problem with the app that I was using is that she only recognizes bicycle roads. So whenever a street is broken up, she's like, go over this unknown terrain and follow your map. I'm like, oh no, my God, there it goes. So of course I drive some streets totally wrong, and then I'm like, I might as well listen, because she's always telling me to turn around and go back, and I'm like starting to lose my patience, and I'm like, okay, I will stop, and now I will check the map. So I check the map, and I see that the road that I need is there, and I'm over here a whole way around, and I'm like, ah. So I drive back to the road that she recognizes, and then okay, from there she tells me, yeah, she tells me. Sometimes she's again like, this is unknown terrain, but I recognized the road, so it wasn't too bad. But then I'm on this type of road where cars are like on the bicycle lane, and you've got the parked cars and the cars on the bicycle lane, like you've got like a small space, and me being scared to drive in the city because it's unknown terrain, like my GPS says, it's unknown terrain. Ugh. I hated her for that, really. Oh, if she was a real woman, well, perhaps she was a real woman that spoke that, but anyways. So I'm not trying to get in between the cars. I'm really a good girl and staying behind the cars, and it's like, meanwhile the temperature was like, I think it was 28 degrees Celsius, which is not too high, but you're in the city, in between concrete, on concrete, in between cars with their gases, like, and waiting behind them and just trying to, well, it took me an hour to get out of Brussels, but then I was not even halfway, not even. So I was like, nah, no, Jose. So when I finally get to the bicycle highway, I call my husband and I'm like, hi, honey, I love you. Don't wait up for me. I'm going to be late. I still have to do the full bicycle highway. It took me an hour to get out of Brussels, and I'm really frustrated. I'm ready to cry now. But yeah, you will see me when I arrive. He was like, yeah, I will see you when you arrive. Okay, logic. So I got home at 7:45 p.m. So that's more than 2 hours later. Completely heartbroken because I made such a fool of myself, and shaky because all my food and water was gone. And then I came home and I was like, but I asked you to make me my recovery drink, and I said, oops, I forgot. And he was like, yeah, but take some Schweppes Agrum, that's the same, you can take that, that will be good enough. I'm like, okay. And I was too lazy to shower. I was like, oh, just let me sit here in my clothes like for a minute and I will shower later on. But then he said, yeah, sweetheart, you have to shower because I asked our friends to come over. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm like dying over here. And then you invite people. Not that I have got something against people and my friends in particular, but I was just like, why now? I'm like, I just want to sit down, relax, maybe diamond paint a little more. But then, dear people, my dear friends, I take off my bike trousers because, yeah, to be honest, I did put on regular clothes at work, but I kept on my bicycle trousers because they have got like this padded thing, and when you sit down it's really comfortable. It's like sitting on a cushion. Because I had to sit on the ground, I was just wearing that underneath my dress that I was wearing. So but at home I finally take off my shorts and I take a good look at my legs, and I'm like, oh my god, I got this mark on my legs. Like, I'm not actually, I'm gonna show you a photo. I'm putting in a photo. Those are my hideous legs with a hideous large, yeah, I don't know what it was. It's still, today it's still a little bit purple and green and yellow. But oh my god, I'm like, what the F is this? And I showed this to my husband and he said, what did you do? And I said, yeah, I fell down. And it was like, yeah, and first off, he was really laughing at me because I came home. I was like, I'm never doing this again. My GPS was sending me all kinds of wrong ways and the traffic is awful, and I stood in line and I was almost hit by a car 2 times. Yeah, that's also, they just, you're like this, and you can go, but they don't look at you, and they just want to cross over, and they see you too late, and you have to yell like, didn't you see me, you blind mole? Not that I do that. I'm I'm too ashamed to yell, and I should. But yeah, I looked at my legs, and my husband was really laughing at me because I was like this determined, and then he was like, is it so bad? But it was 5:30 p.m. So that's the time that everyone leaves Brussels to go home. So yeah, it was a disaster. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm able to do this again. And yeah, then our friends came over. Of course, it was way too late. I had way too much to drink. And in the morning, I had to get up at 6 and just check if I was going to go by bike again or not. And when I get up out of bed, I was feeling okay. I didn't have an hangover or anything. But my body was hurting everywhere. Every single bone and muscle in my body was aching. I was like, what the hell is this? So I'm like, okay, I just need to take something for the pain, because otherwise I won't last a full day. So I did. And I just left home a little bit later and just went to the station and took a train. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know you people were so proud of me, and I was proud of myself, but I was like, I'm not gonna put myself in danger for a job. No, no way, Jose. So yeah, I took the train. I arrived at the daycare center. They were like, oh, no bike today. And I'm like, I show my leg, and they're like, oh, okay, I see. And the woman that works in the kitchen, she is used to riding in Brussels, and she's like, yeah, but you just have to go in between and everything. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. And she says, yeah, I know, it takes a little bit getting used to. And I do sometimes have troubles with people, and I do yell at cars and everything. I was like, yeah, I understand, but listen to me carefully. I shall say this only once, never again. So I felt like I felt really stupid, because I was like, this proud girl was like, yeah, with my bike, and I'm so tough, and blah blah blah. I'm looking for my stickers, because I'm gonna put stickers on my containers now. But then of course the sitting down and the getting up again all day was really it's an understatement that it was hard. It was I don't know what it was, but I was like, I love you guys, but don't make me sit down too much. But I got through the day. I did call my husband, and I said, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm aching all over. And he says, well, that's perhaps because you fell down, and when you fall down, you it's like a fight or flee situation. So you get cramped. It's like from the adrenaline, and afterwards it can really take a toll on your body. And I don't believe you're really cramped because of the cycling, but I believe you're cramped because of the fall and everything. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I took the train. He said, okay. And that day was actually a very good day. All the kids were really, really, especially the boys. Those kids, oh my god, they're so cute. We've got like kids from all over the world because it's for the university. So many students from abroad bring their kids to the daycare center. So we've got people from Africa, from Indonesia, from Italy, from, yeah, all over Ireland. Like, oh, that's so much fun. And sometimes I try to find words like that the child can understand so that they feel a little more safe, because it must be really weird when you get into a daycare center and you don't understand the language. Oh boy, this is going to be a long whip and chat. I'm so sorry about that, but I needed to talk to you guys. So second day, I feel like it was a success. I'm like happy to go home, and then knowing that the next day will be the last day of the week, so it's perfect. But then I come to the station. I'm sitting there waiting for my train, and I had to wait for like, yeah, an hour, because I'm off work at 5:30 p.m. but my train is only at 6:30 p.m. So I'm sitting there waiting, just and oh yeah, that's right. So I'm arrive at the station, and I really had to pee. I really had to pee. Because that was one thing that I also forgot to mention. While cycling home on Tuesday, when I got home, I discovered also that I had my period, so that was a fun thing. So I had to put my trousers in the washer and the dryer immediately so that I could wear them for the next day, because I'm still wearing them just to sit down comfortably. So I was in the station, had to pee, forgot my water bottle at work, so I was like, station is closed, no one is there, lights are on, there's no one there, doors are all closed, doors of the toilets are closed. I'm like, ah, shit, sorry. I'm like, what am I doing now? I'm like, okay, if I really have to pee, I can just go on the train. There's a toilet there, and yeah, if it's in my pants, it's in my pants, because I've got these biker shorts with pads. No one will know, I hope. But then I had to go to a shop just to get some bottles of water, and it was great. It was this Indian guy who was Dutch. And I wasn't used to that, because there in that vicinity, most of the people that I meet there are French. But he was Dutch, and it was like, it felt so like, huh. Yeah, anyways. So I go back to the station, I sit down, and then the train before the one that I take is announced. And then all of a sudden, the train after the train that I need to take is announced, and I'm like, what? Where? Where's my train? So I go back upstairs, so there are all these staircases. I'm like, okay, give it to me, baby. I see train is not riding today. I'm like, what the? Yeah. Yeah. I try to be as cool about it as I can, and I can tell you, in those temperatures, keeping your head cool is very difficult. So I'm like directly phoning my husband. I'm like, I'm standing here in the station and my train isn't riding. And he's like, oh my god, it's always something with those trains. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I know, but I don't know what to do now. And I say I'll try to take another train, and then just take a second one, because mine is a direct. So I had to wait for a train. It came at 6:45 or something. So when I was in the station, finally at my destination after taking 2 trains, it was already 7:30 p.m. and then my husband had to come to collect me because I was in a different train station. Oh, and I was like, yeah, well, I don't know what's happening to me, but that's the second time I come home at 7:45 p.m. after a full day's work. I don't know what's happening. I'm like, this, you must be kidding me. There's something in the water here. What's happening? The law of Murphy. Oh, oh yeah, no. So I get home really tired. I'm like, I don't want to go because otherwise I would have gone Thursday. I would have tried my bike again because that's the last day, and I was like, yeah, if I'm home late, I can just sleep in the next day. But Thursday morning, I was so frustrated, and my bike was still at the station that I went to in the morning. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take my bike. Yeah, my other bike, my normal bike. No, 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 it was still at the station. Yeah, okay, sorry. So, I went by foot. So when I got to the station, I just see the first train driving off in front of me, but it was only 7:27, so I'm like, okay, I will just wait for the next train, and then I'm still half an hour early to my job, so that's not a problem. So I'm sitting there, just sitting there, waiting in the fresh, cool air, knowing that it will heat up during the day. And I, oh, literally was still aching all over, and but it was a good day because I got to do more stuff. I learned very much. I kept an eye on the children by myself for 15 minutes while my colleague was gone drinking coffee, and it worked really great. And when she arrived, the children were all really behaving, and I was like, yeah, I did great. And another colleague of mine, she said, you're great with the children, you're like very talkative to the children, and that's very good. There is another person here who does that, and I think it's really great. And I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you. um so yeah, it was a great day. And in the evening, my train was riding. So again, again, very good. Oh my God. But to make a long story short, would I consider doing it again by bike? Yes, I would. But then it would have to be colder outside because now it was a heat wave. Like on Wednesday and Thursday it was a heat wave, and anyways, if I would have taken the bike, it would have been too hot. On the bike it's okay, like, but it's when you're standing still in front of a traffic light, or when you're in the middle of the traffic in Brussels, it's like bleh. um and I'm still finding bruises in very odd places. Like today, I was like, "Ow! I've got like this backache," and I asked my husband to take a look, and he said, "I think that's just uh, a blue spot from your fall." And I was like, "Yeah, but I didn't really fall down all the way. I was like just underneath my bike." And he said, "Yeah, but it goes so quick that you might not even realize what really happened." So I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, but I don't know if so, because those are things I didn't take into consideration. Like, first of all, So I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Tuesday was the bike day. Wednesday, without, so going by train without even doing my bike rides, I already had 16,000 steps in the evening. 16,000. So when you take that, so and then you put a 50-kilometer bike ride on top of that, and doing that, when I get into tempo and when I get more and more active, that will be more doable. But for now, it's like I have to see that I don't exaggerate too much, and so taking that in account, that you move a lot when you're busy with the children, and yeah, going to the station, then walking to the job. Yeah, yeah, I get my steps in a day, and my husband, even he said, like, we can go on bike rides when the children are at school, and we can be sportive, and I will stay sportive, and I said, yeah, I will do it again, but not in this type of weather. It's just too hot. And then again with the slippery things when it's raining. I don't know. I feel like I'm letting myself down. I'm letting other people down. But I will have a more active lifestyle, because of the fact that I'm going to work, and it's a very active work that I'm doing. I'm not sitting behind a desk. I'm running after children full day. And my classes will be starting, so that will always also take a lot of my activity. So I'm sure that I will lose some weight, even if I'm not going to work on my bike every day. Yeah, my husband just arrived. He went to the shops. Bless him. In this kind of weather, going to grocery shopping, it's not a fun thing to do. But I see that I've been here so long, so thank you so much if you watch this. If you watch this until the end, please put a bike emoji in the comments. And yeah, thank you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and that I didn't disappoint you too much. I was going to ask some other questions and tell you some other stuff, but it's going to take us too long, and I know you all got lives to live and things to do, so thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye guys, love ya.